Board of Education regular meeting Monday, November 4th, 2024. At this time, please stand for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Please join the board with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our first item of business is to conduct some student disciplinary hearings. So we will need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Berry makes a motion, second by Mr. Green. All in favor? Aye. At 4:03. Executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Berry makes a motion, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Moose. It was recommended during or voted on and recommended during the executive session for students A, B, and C to be expelled through the end of the year. And D, that student was also expelled until March the 3rd. Approval agenda. That was at 5:39, did I say that, Ken?
No.
That's what I'm marking. I have nothing different on the agenda.
Okay.
As presented.
Approve the minutes of the meetings held on October 21st, 2024.
Motion to approve the minutes?
We have a motion to approve the minutes, October 21st, 2024. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ferguson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion unanimous. Student representative, Alexis Keffer and Jolena Miller.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jolena Miller, and this is Alexis Keffer, and we just wanted to share a few events and things that are happening in our school right now. So on October 3rd, RHS received a donation in the amount of $2,400 from the West Virginia Hellbender for the purchase of graduation caps and gowns for seniors in need.
On October 11th, Richwood also received the Champion of College Access and Success Award for the meeting state goals for senior college readiness events and FAFSA completion rate.
Two Richwood High School students, Avalon Blue and Ruthie Carpenter Harless, received Best in Show awards at the Regional Literature Fair and will display their project at the West Virginia Reading Conference in Wheeling, November 21st and 22nd.
RHS also participated in the College Application Week with a variety of programs that accumulated with a visit from RHS alumni and current WVU Mountaineer mascot Braden Atkins.
5 RHS cross-country athletes qualified for the state cross-country meet and competed at the state meeting on November 2nd.
Also, the Richwood Lumberjack Express won the award WV State Show Band Champion at the WV Marching Band Invitational at Langley Field in Charleston on October 26th.
RHS 9th and 10th graders participated in the PSAT on Wednesday, October 30th.
On November 13th, several students will take the ASVAB test.
And on November 8th, Richwood High School Student Council is hosting a Veterans Day Assembly. The event will begin at 8:30 to 9:30 for the middle school and 9:30 to 10:30 for high school. We welcome any board member, veteran, or anyone else who's able to come out. Thank you so much.
Did y'all say November 8th on the veterans?
If this is
Yeah.
all the same, then I'll just keep this one.
Thank you, Rose, appreciate
Thank
it.
you, good job. Okay, superintendent's information updates. Mr. Bean?
Just a couple quick things this evening. First of all, we have a situation at Panther Creek with the senior citizens building with the parking there. We've been working to try to rectify that problem. As we have more employees now at that site, we have less parking. And so the senior citizens have been having problems getting in and out for their meetings and their meals and those kinds of things. So we did look at that situation last week, and we think we've made a couple of little recommendations that may help as far as the way people park their vehicles in that lot. It may give us a little bit more space. If that doesn't work, we are prepared to expand the parking lot with gravel, 25, 30 feet towards the dumpsters, which would allow for more parking there. So we just want to let the senior citizens know that we recognize the problem, and Regina may have something to say about it when she does her presentation in a few minutes, but we are aware of it, we're looking at it. Last Monday night, I was asked to speak at the Richwood Chamber of Commerce. First time I'd ever spoken at the Chamber of Commerce, so I didn't know what to expect. Ended up with about 80, 85 people. It was a really big turnout, and they seemed to go really well. Susan Johnson had asked me if I would write an article for the paper as my side of the mountain, at her section called My Side of the Mountain. I did that last week. It's in last week's Chronicle. Appreciate that being published. Vapes. This is just a sample of the vapes that we have taken this year since school started. These are THC vapes. These are not just nicotine vapes, these are THC vapes. This is not all of them, but this is a wide variety collection here. And so we just have that for people to see what we're dealing with. Last week, at the last board meeting, we did 7 expulsions. Today we did 4 more. And I already got another one just 20 minutes ago for another one. So it just goes on and on and on. What we've been doing, and I'm kind of speaking off the cuff, which I'm really bad about sometimes, but we've been giving students an opportunity to come back to school after a certain amount of time if they test negative for the vapes and so forth. But it's getting to the point where I'm considering, and I don't make this decision by myself, I'm considering toughening the punishment for the vapes, because it's not seeming to be a deterrent. We have kids saying, I'll be back in a couple of months anyway, it's not a big deal. I understand, when I was in school, kids smoked, but they did not smoke at school very often. And if we did, we had a smoke tree. We didn't have it in the classrooms or in the bathrooms. If we did, we got in trouble for it. But now the world has changed so much, and vapes are, I'm not a doctor and by any stretch of imaginations. We know what nicotine causes with cancer. We don't have any idea what these do to your body yet. They haven't been out long enough for enough studies to determine the severity it does to your body. But we have a multitude of kids coming through here. And the reason I wanted to bring this up right now is that Mrs. Weitzel talked to the juniors and seniors at Nix County High School just a couple weeks ago on a Thursday. The next day we got 4 more vapes. So they're not listening. But she asked them the question, about the vapes, and one of the students, or maybe more than one, made the comment, you're talking to the wrong people. You need to be talking to the elementary kids, because that's where it's starting, is in elementary school. So please, people, don't think because your child's a 4th grader that they don't do this stuff. That's where it's starting. So we have to take it seriously. So I'm considering a stricter punishment on the vapes, and maybe not give them the opportunity to come back at a semester. Make them stay out the whole year. if that's what we have to consider. And again, that's not my decision to make. I can make all the recommendations I want. But this is getting totally ridiculous with the number of these. We didn't have any for a little while, and now we've had them all come out. And like we say to our students, every meeting we have with our students, when we expel students, we tell them the story about a student last year that we thought we was gonna lose over a vape. I'm talking about not surviving the vape. Is that what it's gonna take to get people to wake up and realize, well, I'd rather my kid vape than smoke cigarettes? Be careful what you're wishing for. We don't know what the effect of these are. So I wanted to point out about the vapes in the elementary school. It shocked me when I heard that stated, that you need to be talking to the elementary kids instead of us. So we got elementary principals in our room right now. So, I mean, that's just it's a wake-up call to me. On a positive note, last week, I was in Jill Sweeney's class, her wellness class. She didn't know I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Her 7th grade class, and they were on wellness. And I was in her class maybe, I don't know, 30, 35 minutes, and they were doing a review on all the things they've been studying in wellness class. So I got ready to leave, and I said, if you guys, and I talked to the students, I said, if you guys do as well on this test that you're gonna take as you did on the review, because the kids were all engaged and answering questions and raising their hands, looked like elementary school. And it was a 7th grade class, so it was very refreshing to see that. So I asked her, I said, would you send me an email when you give your test? I want to see how the kids did. She said, I will. So I got this today, at 2:41 today. She has 13 kids in the class. 2 of them made 70, 1 made 75, 4 made 90, and 6 made 100. So there is teaching and learning going on out there. We just need to recognize it and celebrate it when we see it. And I think, Kristen, when you come up, you were talking a bit about the sale this week. Did you bring that up? So if that's the case, that's all I have. That's all I have.
Oh,
Now we have Regina and Heather going to come up and give us an update on how things are going to Panther Creek. And I would like for the board to ask any questions they would like of those 2 ladies when they finish their presentation. I know you love this.
I do, I love
Okay,
this.
thank you.
So, I feel like the transition has went really smooth. I really would not know that Cherry River was in the building, except for the times that we're in the hallways and cafeterias. We have different dismissal times. We're crowded, we are crowded. Sometimes for the adults more than the kids on the bathroom situation. You know, you have to try to stand in line. I think academics haven't changed for us. We still have the same passion for teaching and learning. Our kids are doing great. They're really good role models. And I'm just proud of our school and staff at the moment.
Okay, we, obviously, it was a huge move and change for us. I think, you know, with the flood years ago, it seems like it was yesterday, but, you know, a lot of schools they've mourned, they've whatever, they're moved on, they're ready for the next thing. And I think a lot of our staff who have been there for years are still really processing this, because I went in today and I was like taken back, cause the whole school's empty. And it was just like, so like, we're just now getting through the process, I think, of that. Kids are resilient, I mean, they're still rolling, doing their thing, they're excited, cause the playground is like probably 3 times, 4 times the size of what they have grass, so that's exciting, but the kids are doing awesome. Behaviors have pretty much stayed about the same. Academically, we've seen a little bit of a drop, but they were also out for a week, so we're trying to catch back up. The only other big change we've seen is attendance has dropped. We used to have about 15, 20 in the mornings drop kids off, and about 20, 25 pick up in the evenings. Now we have 1 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So, a few of our buses like are at their max capacity. And I get calls, they're like, hey, we missed the bus, like, I have no way to get them there. I'm like, okay, I get it, but, so attendance, I think the last week, we were only at like 90%, and before that, we were at like 94. So that is concerning, but I think that, I'm hoping it's just a period where they're gonna adjust to like, I have to get them on the bus at this time, because before they would just run them down. Normally, our kids that would miss the bus are coming late, so that's an adjustment for the kids and parents. I'm hoping that will improve. But I feel like we've been able to do a lot of things. We haven't really had to change a whole lot. We are still able to do the Mountaineer visit together. They're still doing gym together. We've worked out some recess times. Lunch has been fine to my knowledge.
It's just loud.
Yeah,
Seems like middle
it's
school.
just loud because it's a lot.
Long
I mean, a lot of kids. There's a lot of kids in there. So, I mean, overall, the kids have done awesome. I'm very proud of them. So I think staff will get there. I think they're just still in a,
It always takes longer for adults. than
it
it
does take longer for adults,
know.
but they're also, you know, trying to get over that, and, I think they will. It's just,
I did have a family come in this afternoon, late this afternoon, and said it was a great thing for their kids to be up there. They were really happy, wished it had been done sooner, but they missed Cherry River, obviously.
Yeah.
But under the circumstances, they were very happy,
yeah.
so.
It has been, you know, welcoming, like our PTO came in today for like an hour and a half and did stuff. There's probably like 8 to 10 parents that came in and volunteered this morning, so I think it was good that they were still able to come and be at the school and feel comfortable to be able to come there, so it's been going well.
Any questions for us?
Anything we can do to make it any easier, other than get your school back, but
Yeah, tell them to work faster.
We're telling them that twice a week.
well, I'm on the construction call, Mr. Ferguson and I are on that every Monday, and so it sounds like to me, you know, they didn't make any promises, but it does sound like it's gonna speed things up.
I mean, we're definitely fortunate, we definitely feel welcome, but you know, everyone
Well, I can imagine,
spot.
It's not your own space.
Yeah, yeah, but, you know, it's, I think gone the best it's been able to, so.
Yeah, I don't have any teaching experience and wouldn't ever try to say I did. I do have some leadership experience, and the parents and the kids and stuff will take their message from the teachers. So if the teachers, you know, I know it's a difficult situation, I'm not trying to say it is, but we can kind of keep that within and try to make the best out of it. And the one thing I would say, based on what our board's decision was, you're in a safer place. And that was really the underlying goal, was to make sure
Yeah.
those kids are safe. And so, I mean, I applaud you for what you're doing and how, you know, the feedback that I've been getting too.
I don't think, you
How well
know,
it's working and stuff, but
And
I
I don't
really do
think-
applaud you, but I know it's difficult.
I don't think teachers are necessarily like unhappy or like mad at the situation. I think they're just kind of sad still about
Sure.
losing that space.
No, I get that.
I think it was a shock.
Well, it came across pretty quick.
It
I
did.
understand. And I
We'll
want
get
you
there.
all to know just what Mr. Beam wrote in the Chronicle and talked to the Chamber of Commerce. The sequence of events, how that happened, it, you know, it started out as a water shortage and ended up, the roof was leaking, so, but, yeah, I really applaud you. I didn't want to go too much, but, you know, they will take their cues from you all. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about it. They'll take it from the teachers, and the teachers will take it from the principals. And I hope you take it from the superintendent and the board and stuff, you know. Like Chip said, we'll do anything, to make it easier or in transition that we can. We have an open mind here for that.
I do wanna say using the red gym was awesome because we had
Good.
almost 100 of our kids come through, so, and a lot of them walked. So we're gonna continue, I think, to try to keep our events and stuff in Richwood.
And I saw some new pictures of the honor gym.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't that look awesome?
It does, it
I
does,
saw
that's
some
exciting.
pictures of it. Yeah.
I want to say one other thing before we go to the next thing. I really need to thank my directors and my maintenance guys, from going up to Cherry River. We was up there last Wednesday and Thursday, and we worked worked ourselves into a fever, I think, with all the work that was done up there, getting that building completely cleaned out, boxed up and ready to go. And we could have done it without them, but we had a lot of help. We had, I think, 20 or 22 people the first day and 8 or 10 the second day, so to get that building ready for the SQP to get their job finished. But I just want to publicly thank the people that went over and worked those 2 days, because we worked really, really hard.
What day was it?
It was Wednesday, you were on the boat.
No, I was at Costa Maya. I would have been there to help, but I was at Costa Maya, so.
Thank you all.
Great, thank you.
Okay, delegations, Ms. Kim? Okay. Action items 9, discussion with possible action on putting the semester comprehensive exam policy out for 30-day comment.
Of course, the whole purpose of this is, we've been talking about this for a while, that we feel like that students are not prepared. Now, I know that not every kid goes to college, I'm not inferring that they should, but kids are not used to taking final exams. They get exempt because their attendance or they got good grades, they don't take final. They go to college and all of a sudden they got a final that's worth 25% of their grade and they're in shock and they don't know how to handle it. And we hear it over and over and over. And so we just felt like that we were doing our students a disservice by letting them opt out or be out of it, taking a final exam. They need the experience of learning how to study for such a test. I know the teachers probably don't like it, the kids like it even less, but it's what's best for our students, and that's what all of our decisions are supposed to be based on. Not whether it pleases people or not, but whether it's best for our kids. And we think that this policy is important enough to make it policy to where students have to take exams grades 6 through 12.
So basically, you're saying no exemptions.
No exemptions for final exams. And the principals came up with that 6% of the grade. Scott and them's already left, but this is not something we arbitrarily came up with. They discussed this and came up with that number. And the CTE courses, of course, are included here. Tom was, of course, part of that.
Obviously, if we put this out for public comment.
Right.
And if we do adopt it down the road sometime, it will not go into effect till next year.
That's correct.
Okay. I think this is one of these policies that I don't have a problem with putting it out for public comment, definitely. But I think if after the public comment, if we do adopt something like this, that they have to make it very clear to the students before school starts, the new policy. I mean, I don't know if you send it on an airplane in the sky or what, but somehow they have to be made aware of it.
Now, let me just reiterate that the policy, I'm assuming it will be for next school year. I've not talked to Ms. Weitzel and the principals about this particular policy, so I may just preface it by saying I'll let you know at the next board meeting when it goes into effect, before we actually pass the policy. I assumed it was for next year, but most of the policy we do are for the following year, but some of them go into effect immediately. Wouldn't go in for the first semester, obviously, it's about over. But the second semester, they want to try it, I don't know.
Okay, any other discussion on putting this out for public comment 30 days? If not, do I have a motion to accept action item A?
Make that motion.
Mr. Berry makes a motion, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Moose. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Consent items, finance.
The first thing that I wanna mention. Sorry. Is, we did have a,
I like that.
It just popped up.
That was pretty
That's
All right, the first thing I wanna mention mention is we did have a bus accident this morning. I don't know if you wanted to address that, but we did, file with our insurance, so they've been made aware of the situation. So as I understand it, there are no injuries, everything is all right, but I did want to make you aware that that claim has been filed.
Was the bus totaled?
I don't know that.
Mike and I saw it being hauled away as we was going to our meeting in Lewisburg today. But I did get to see the video of it. Alan showed me the video a few minutes ago. It was very apparent what happened. The driver came across our side of the highway and hit the gas.
Is it front or side or?
Kind of corner.
It's knocked the wheel out from under it.
Yeah. So they took a while to get it loaded up and to get it transported, but I think there was 5 students on the bus at the time, and I think one family may have took their children to the doctor just to double check things, but we didn't get any reports of any injuries.
So the first item on the agenda under finance is payment of current invoices. And in that, I do want to bring your attention to, our power bill, this month. Just want to mention that at, Golly River, there were some adjustments made, by Rusty to, I guess the timing of the heating in the air, or some kind of adjustment was made there that couldn't be made previously. And that has saved us a couple of $1,000s a month in the last couple of months on our power bill at Golly River. So, that's good.
It's real good.
If there aren't any questions about any invoices, we can go on to bids. Tom put out a bid, for a laser engraver, and got back 2 responses, on time, and he actually got another response that came late, but, of those, the winning bid was Boss Laser. So we wanna recommend that he go ahead and purchase that with his CTE funds.
Were they bidding on the same thing? There's two different, quite a difference in the bids here.
Yeah, they were the same company, and the same product. The Boss is directly to the manufacturer, and the other company, I think, was buying off Boss, and was just upcharging us to make a profit.
Yeah.
Is that not the same one we talked about earlier? Is this a new,
It's a new one, yes.
it's a new one?
Yes.
Who pays for it?
We got a grant just for this piece, it's from the Department of Education.
Thank you.
And that's, gonna be used when you do your swings, right?
Yeah, yeah. Department of Tourism funded the Department of Ed.
So who wrote the grant, Tom?
It was just, basically just, we got called, said, you want 50,000 for a new laser, and I said, yes, I do, so.
So you get credit.
So
Way to say yes, good job.
you use those in producing or the manufacturing of the swing sets? Is that
Yes,
cutting the lettering and stuff?
So you're gonna take the lower price one, is that right?
yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Oh,
shouldn't.
okay.
Is there a difference, Tom, I'm just curious, you said it's a $50,000 grant, we're gonna be spending 39, is there a way to spend the other 11,000
Yeah, there's-
within that grant?
Yeah, if there's consumables, we're gonna purchase at a later date, once we
Awesome.
get this piece in.
To try to spend the whole grant?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I believe the grant award says, swing enhancements or swing
Yeah.
something, so he's able to use that for other swing-related
Gotcha.
things. Okay, the next item is surplus property, which is some miscellaneous furniture and equipment at Cherry River Elementary that they are no longer using. The teachers and staff boxed up the things that they needed but didn't have an immediate need for at Panther Creek, and so those things got put into storage, and they took the things that they needed immediately to Panther Creek, and then they said that they did not need what was left. So they actually went through again, some of them today, to double check and make sure that everything that was left there was stuff that they didn't need. So there are, some bookshelves, some, file cabinets, some storage cabinets, a lot of books, and I've contacted our local libraries to see if they would be interested in any of those books, and I think they're gonna come and look and see what they can maybe use of those books. I think we had a lot of those books, we have several copies, so, Cherry River didn't need all of those that they had, so they had, some surplus, some things that they weren't gonna use. There were some office chairs, some just miscellaneous supplies, a lot of storage bins, and just a lot of old things that they just don't really have any use for anymore. So like I said, I think the libraries are gonna come Wednesday morning, hopefully they'll send a representative to come and see if they would like to have any of those books. And then also, well, after that, at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, we're going to have, a sale there in the, gymnasium of Cherry River Elementary, starting at 9 o'clock until things are gone. So I think that Chris has put that on our Facebook page. Anybody who would like to come, now the books and things like that, if the libraries are interested in any of that stuff, we would be donating those to the libraries. But then the other items, if people from the public wanna come, those things are mostly marked, or some of them are probably just gonna be, make us an offer, kind of thing. So we're having, they originally called it an auction, but it's not really an auction, it's just gonna be, more like a yard sale on Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. Yes, we need to go ahead and get that stuff out of the building as quickly as we can, so that SQP can have free reign and hopefully, get working on that and get done faster.
Did you, did we offer it to any other schools that might need it?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah, they were all invited, everybody came.
Most of them have a lot of stuff.
Right,
More stuff than you need.
Yeah.
right. I mean, there's some things in there that, could be used by somebody else, but there are also a lot of things there that I would anticipate nobody taking.
Well, for instance, there was a lot of art supplies there that hadn't even been opened yet. They were still in the bottle. Mr. Berry may want to go up and stock up on art supplies, I don't know. But, they had a lot of art supplies. It was in one room that, nothing been touched. It's still in the crates, basically. Been there for a long time.
I had a lot of art stuff over the
Oh,
years.
yeah, I'm sure you did.
All right. No
So that's Wednesday, 9 o'clock. That's all I have on regular finance. I see there's a transportation request for Charlotte, North Carolina. In November 5th and 6th, so coming right up.
How they traveling and what's it cost? That's not like we usually get those.
Well, that's gonna come out of federal money, and, how is everybody traveling?
We have gotten a rental van, I'm gonna take a rental van and one personal vehicle, so we'll get everybody in 2 vehicles that way.
Right.
Here's the second page. I'll have to scan that in, maybe.
Tomorrow's the next day, next 2 days, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, next day.
then there's one student transfer request.
Okay. And I do want to point out to the board that we were, Mike and I were in a meeting today in Lewisburg. And if you'll recall, last board meeting or the board meeting before, and they all run together, so it's hard to remember. We denied a transfer. Y'all remember denying a transfer? Mr. Williams, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were told by the State Department today that we were gonna have to accept that student.
That is correct.
Even though we know, we didn't feel like it was in the best interest, to do that. They said we don't have an option. So that'll be appearing on a board agenda at the next board meeting to accept that transfer. It's local control until it's not.
That was Webster County, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you say we're gonna start charging the transfers like that?
I can't remember the circumstances of that. That was a student from Webster County that was, okay. So what we are going to start charging for is, yes, if we, like in that example, if Webster County had that student, in October, when we did the student count, then they came to Nicholas County, then we would be allowed to bill Webster for the portion of the year that we had that student, because Webster would have gotten the money for that student. So
That's
yes,
after
so
October
yes,
1st, yeah.
we are going to be
We'll
billing
send
for
them
that.
a
Yes,
bill.
we're gonna be, yeah, we're gonna start that this year based on last year's activity.
Right.
Is homeschool / RHS at Nicholas County High School, is that what it was?
That's
That's
this one.
this
That's this
one here, yeah.
That's what that one is. That's not similar I'm talking about.
Yeah, this one here though, the homeschool, is that what it was?
The student used to attend Richland High School, then they dropped and went to homeschool, and now they want to come back and go back to Richland High
Yeah.
Or to Nicholas County.
Well,
School. Or
they,
Nicholas County High School.
yeah, they were homeschooling and RHS, now they want to go to the next high school. 10th grade. I don't know, you know that student, situation, I couldn't name the name, of course, but you know that situation of that homeschool student that's wanting to go to Nicholas County High School?
Did they drop after October 1st?
Kim has the referral, and I can't remember the gist of the transfer.
It doesn't say when they dropped from,
So that affects your billing and your revenue, right?
Well, that's,
Yeah.
Depending on the date.
Yeah, if they went to homeschool before October, or after October 1st, or before October
they
1st,
can't get the money.
then we don't get any funds for them. That's what people don't understand.
Well, we have people coming back from homeschool, we have, once in a while, and a lot of them's been after October 1st.
yeah, it
Which
doesn't say.
I'm glad they're coming back, but they don't understand how that affects funding. You know, they could actually bankrupt the system if enough of them did it. If they all, you know, and don't give them any ideas.
And Terrence, based on what you were saying a minute ago, even though we're voting on this, we really cannot deny,
Right.
cannot deny this.
Well, this is a different one, I
I
was
know.
just reminding you of the.
But it would
yeah,
be
we-
the same thing. though.
Right, it is.
Anything else?
Yes, sir, it is. It's not, it's on, actually, it's on Steve's part of the agenda, but at the SESC meeting, they gave us, told us what our refund would be on the money we earned from being in the SESC. Could you give them that amount, or do you know what it is off the top of your head?
I have not seen that amount,
Okay,
but
okay.
I believe that you told me how much it was, and.
I did tell you, but you don't remember.
And we were, yeah, no, not very good with math. But this will be the second year that we've gotten money back from them.
It's significant.
So,
It's a
yeah.
significant amount.
So that's really good. I mean, you know, we pay them for all these services, and they said, you know, maybe we'll give you some money back if things go well. And so we actually did get money back last year, and we gave them money back.
You know, they actually prorate based on our usage of all our schools in the co-op.
I was really proud of you when you told us about saving that electric money, but now,
Now you're a little disappointed.
Guys, a little worried.
You know,
okay.
At least she's honest, and didn't try to make something
I'll
up.
try, yeah. I'll try to do better.
Do we have a motion to accept the consent items under finance 1, 2, and 3, transportation request under B1, and student transfer request under C, number 1.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Green makes a motion, seconded by?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ferguson. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion unanimous. Reports, SESC, Mr. Ferguson.
Nothing to report at this time.
Bright Horizons, Mr. Green.
Nothing this time.
Items for future agendas, matters of the board. I have an announcement. November 19th, 2024, save the date, coming soon. Summersville Arena and Conference Center, doors open at 5:30. Internet safety for parents. And this is a presentation. And Sarah Lee, would you like to tell us anything else more about that, or?
That's the day that Jesse will be working with our parents on digital and cyber safety, some of the risky things that she'll be talking about. That's the adult session. Doors will open at 5:30. She'll start speaking at 6. As I mentioned, no kids allowed. The first 100 families that arrive will get a copy of her book. And we're partnering with the Nicholas Intervention Coalition and the City of Summersville to make this happen.
And she's a very direct speaker.
Very direct.
Very
She does
direct.
not sugarcoat
She
it, but
does
when you
not.
leave, you will know what some of the risks are. If you're handing your child a new phone for Christmas or a new iPad for Christmas and you have not taken, or PlayStation gaming console, if you've not taken steps to secure it. Mhm.
And it's open to who? What was it?
Any parents, grandparents, anybody in the community that helps take care of our kids, we want to keep them safe.
Okay.
So would you say like 19 and older? Is that,
Yes.
okay.
And there's a little QR code floating around, if we can get people to register, it does not bind them to it, but it'll give us some ideas, because the Intervention Coalition is gonna help us provide some light refreshments, so if people are coming straight from work, that way we know about how many to plan for.
So in this newsletter, just scan me,
Mm-hmm,
they can scan in and register.
much appreciated.
Now, is that the Nicholas County Community Foundation that's helping with that?
The Intervention Coalition,
Okay, it's the intervention.
yeah, and then the City of Summersville as well.
Okay,
And so take those with you to church or any civic organizations you may be going to, and share the word. I'd love, love, love to have that whole arena full.
I'd love to be there.
Yeah,
Got here.
we have a hearing that day.
Get your shop friends.
I do couple.
I'll come to this. I'll represent the board for this.
There you go.
The old man will always read through the calendar.
She'll actually be talking with our students the day before, and that's gonna be at Nicholas County High School. So if you are around and you wanna meet her or hear her message for the kids, feel free to stop by.
I do have something out of the board I'd like to bring up. I noticed on the vendors, we pay a Little Laurel Baptist Church. They're one of our partners. And I understand there's several partners that do that backpack program. My daughter actually went up, I think, to the middle school and helped pack some of those this past thing as part of the PTO or whatever. But that's something really, really good and needed that they're doing. These kids are going home with good food supplies for the weekend. And a lot of these kids only get to eat during the week when they're at school. And it's just a tremendous thing, and I know there's several partners, I don't want to miss anybody, but there's several partners that partner with the school and with the program, and they get grants, and I'd just like to give a shout out to them. I think it's a great program.
I think Little Laurel fixes close to 290 backpacks a week.
That's just awesome.
About
They do.
290, I think.
I think they do Valley River and Sherry River, if I
Panther
remember
Creek.
right, and then
Panther Creek.
there's some partners on this side too.
Oh, they do Panther Creek.
Yeah, Judy Hannah, I think it was.
So 3 schools, Valley River, Panther Creek, and Cherry River.
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah, trade on credit.
Anything else? So, Mr. Hanshaw, thank you for the hospitality, taking them out there around. I think that was a big thing for our county. What'd you say?
He does great. The kids love him.
Could the kids distinguish between you and him?
I was gonna say, he was.
He was a hard time with me. He said he's never had anybody show him around with a better beard than
So, he's been to every school now except Nicholas County High School, Summersville Middle School, and Birch River.
and Somersville Michigan.
He hasn't been to some. Oh, I'm glad you said that. So,
And I talked to him, and I think we can get all this done in one day.
right,
And he's planning on it, so he said he would figure out those dates and get with you.
okay.
Also, I like to say that I saw on the Chronicle where they listed the people that go to WVU that are on the president's list. He is on the president's list. at
Oh,
WVU.
he's very, yeah.
So,
That's amazing for the amount of hours he puts in on this
Oh.
program.
He's done it for 6 months and been to almost 500 events.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's really good at what he's doing to improve.
Yeah, he is fantastic. I can't express how good he is with the little guys, elementary schools. And I think it's it's been really good for all the schools I've been to.
Anything else? Future meeting dates. Special LSIC meeting, Tuesday, November 12th, at Golly River Elementary School, starting at 8:30. And that's for Golly River, Cherry River, Nicholas County Career and Technical Center, Glade Creek, Summersville Middle, and Nicholas County High School, excuse me. Regular meeting Monday at, November 18th, here at the board office at 5. School closure hearing Tuesday, November 19th at Birch River Elementary, starting at 4. School closure hearing Tuesday, November 19th at Zela, starting at 7. And school closure hearing Glade Creek Elementary School, Wednesday, here at 5 o'clock. School closure hearing Summersville Elementary, November 20th, here at 6 o'clock. And Summersville Elementary, that's a repeat, isn't it?
No, one of them is a closure hearing, one of them is
You're right, you're
consolidation.
right. School consolidation hearing, Wednesday, November 20th, starting at 7, and then a school closure hearing for Summersville Middle, starting at 8 o'clock. We have our work cut out. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
We have a motion by Mr. Green to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Ferguson. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? At 6:26.